Schools are busy and demanding places for all of those who work there. For students, they must manage homework and classwork, friends and behavior. For the teacher, academic learning, social and emotional learning, managing behavior, and never-ending marking. For the principals, there's organizing, leading, managing, maintaining control, and other duties as assigned. For school districts, there's budget and ministry demands, parents and their concerns, student safety, working with community, developing the vision, and just making all the pieces happen. We know things can be even better in our schools, but we also know the resistance that happens when schools are asked to manage yet one more thing. We cannot ask our schools to do any more, but we can ask our schools to do what they do better. If we could help by making life simpler, clearer, if we as a district could work to make the demands feel less, if we could refine our focus to just one thing. Just one thing. So what would our just one thing be? As a district, we needed to identify what was the one thing that was most important to helping our schools do better. What could help our students, our staff, our schools, our district to be the best that they can be? So we talked. Through our work with Dr. Martin Brokenleg and the Circle of Courage, we learned that in working with children, you must first build a sense of belonging if you hope to move on to mastery in learning, independence of self, and generosity of spirit. Here was our just one thing. Research and experience told us if we could work to ensure that every child in our district felt a sense of belonging, a sense of connection to their school, we could lay the groundwork for each child to be the strongest, most capable, most resilient learner they could be. Here was our vision, our focus and foundation, and so it became our district vision. We knew that if we were going to make this work, to make things simpler, we needed to wrap all our other demands and initiatives around this foundation so we could bring some clarity and calmness to our chaotic, demanding work lives. We also realized that if we were going to focus on creating a sense of belonging for our students, there were some other things we would have to look after. We would have to ensure that we had built a sense of belonging for and with our staff, all of our staff, teachers, support staff, custodians, bus drivers, that all of our structures and systems would need to wrap around and support this focus, not making additional demands. We would need to work to make parents feel that they belonged in our school. And we would need to reach out to our community and ask them to join with us to help reinforce that feeling of belonging for students, recognizing that we in schools cannot do it alone. We're not there 24/7 in our students' lives. So what was our plan? How do we make it happen? Our work with the Comprehensive School Health Model showed us the way. We would use the pillars of comprehensive school health to direct our energies in building a sense of belonging. What kind of projects could we do in schools to build a sense of physical health and healthy eating? Well, we could have food programs in every school. Social and emotional skills. Oh, the projects we could do to build relationships. Teaching and learning practices like collaboration and smart learning, the best practices that teachers are sharing with each other. And building partnerships inside and outside of our schools. And our single goal, as we worked in each of these pillars, was to build school connectedness by building relationships and connections, that sense of belonging in as many ways as we can. To ensure broad and authentic buy-in, a good plan needs both a clear goal and flexibility in the application. The district provided the clear goal, but now individual schools needed to have the ability, the control, to roll out the plan in their own way, using their own strengths to address their own unique needs. The school plan became the tool. We simplified the format to a one-page document. 3 important components: the district goal or focus, the individual school comprehensive school health plan, and a literacy and numeracy goal. So our district goal became to build strong, capable, resilient learners by building connections and relationships in as many ways as we can. There was our focus on building a sense of belonging. Just one thing. Then each individual school community addressed the question, how will you work to build support, connection, and relationships across the 4 areas of comprehensive school health? Good ideas need to be supported with dollars to move into action. So our district directed 35% of our community link funding directly back to schools to fund the initiatives of the comprehensive school health plan. And it worked. Schools became happier, more connected places for students and staff and parents. We talked the talk, we walked the walk, and we actually felt like we knew where we were going. Awesome. So what did we learn?
Like every school district, we wanted our students to be improving in their achievement levels. We wanted our students to be attending school regularly. We wanted kids to be wanting to come to school, to have satisfaction rates that were improving. And so we realized in the midst of all that we needed to be focusing first on a sense of belonging. To start with a sense of connectedness as the foundation, and having that as the foundation has helped us to improve in all of those other areas.
Caring about how kids feel at school is not a new thing. Many teachers do great work around building relationships with their students. But when you draw all of those great individual initiatives and energies together around a common ongoing theme, the power and effect increases exponentially. We knew that it was important to have a clear district-wide ongoing focus, but it was equally important to have individual schools creating their own unique projects that drew on their strengths and addressed their needs. Connections build connections. When people have a common focus and are given encouragement and support to try new ideas, some amazing projects develop with very little energy and very little dollars.
Our number one goal at Skyline is to build a sense of belonging. The hope is that once they get a perspective on the world, their motivation increases to do something good with their time, which equates into academic credits and work experience and success.
Brain Food is a program we've run for 3 years now here at Skyline Alternate School, and we have the youth involved to build lunches for a couple different elementary schools. Depending on the day and which school it is, about 350.
The younger kids are really appreciative, so they actually feel like they're providing a service that somebody appreciates. The kids are quite happy to see them. That's probably been the best part, is the serving.
I see all kinds of things that are happening. They're getting a work ethic, they're getting a sense of belonging and creating a workspace for them that will give them practice for their future.
It feels really good because I like baking and cooking and being involved with foods, and I like helping others and making sure they're getting nutrition.
Wrapping the demands from our structures and systems around the central theme was important. We often asked ourselves, how does this fit with building a sense of belonging?
When kids come in here, the only thing that they need to worry about is focusing on learning. And so if we can negate all the other things that they come in with through the door that they don't have and what they're worrying about, those anxieties, then they can just focus on the learning. So the most important part about building a sense of belonging is building trust and building relationships, and just doing some of those things where they feel that they're really invested in the school too, that the school belongs to them.
We became skilled at making connections, and we found that as we made the connections to our central theme, then the work felt connected, not just like another demand.
A sense of belonging is so important because when students feel like they're part of something, they no longer feel that sense of unease. They feel more relaxed. They're going to care more. They're going to want to be part of it intrinsically. It's not like we're telling them they have to do it. They're going to feel they belong and want to be part of it because they feel they can actually do something and make a difference. And that's part of why feeling like they belong to something is so incredibly key.
Positive Action, our evidence-based program for elementary students, provides the common language and understanding of how to build relationships, how to manage conflict, and lets us deal proactively with bullying as a relationship concern, not as an isolated issue.
As a group, we have this really strong citizenship as adults and a really strong belief in citizenship. We treat each other well in that regard, and of course we care for our students, so we treat the students in that regard. And I think the students can see modeling every day about what good citizenship looks like, and they just kind of adopt it themselves. We expect good manners in school, we expect politeness, and we try and earn respect, and in the same part we want them to earn respect for what they do. And it just seems to work out really, really well in terms of that sense of belonging.
Embedding the theme of building relationships and belonging so it became a way of doing business creates a comfortable flow and a visible and positive school culture of caring that is authentic. Most importantly, we learned that building a sense of belonging or school connectedness is not a job that is ever done. Time marches on. People and situations change. Students move on, teachers shift position, sometimes schools close.
We learned that we must remember that the foundation for student success is a sense of belonging. It doesn't matter what you call it, sense of belonging, school connectedness, attachment, mental health. It doesn't matter what that's called, but it's the same thing. And it's this core concept that we realize that everyone needs to feel like they belong. No one can be left out.
Just one thing.